Where's my sound? It's not making any sound. The hell? My headphones are working, it's just not making any sound. Oh, now it is. Just glitched out, I guess. Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Oh, I didn't break it. That's good. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Let's go get some more wood. I mean, I probably got some in my chests, but I don't like using stuff I already got. I like collecting it. Alright, let's go find a tree. I mean, there's a lot of trees. I mean, I'll just cut down a bunch of them. Use up this whole axe. Durability. What else are you gonna do with an axe? I mean, I got a sword. So, use it for this. And that's all that wood. I mean, I need to take a shower. I used too much deodorant and now fucking I'm being overloaded with deodorant. And no, it's not Axe, it's Dove. But still, that shit is really strong. Too strong. I mean, I didn't even use much of it. Now I'm fucking overloaded. Fuck, all I can smell, even when I'm not sniffing, all I can smell is Dove deodorant. Gross. Fuck, I think I'd rather smell my own body odor than fucking this overwhelming Dove. Ugh, I need a shower. It's a little cross made out of dirt. This right here proves God is on my side. I always knew God was on my side, but like shit like this proves it. Because if the devil was on my side, it would be like a Nazi symbol or an antichrist. But look, this, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell if it's upside down. I mean, but no, it's definitely a cross. And it's a sign from Jesus and God. Well, I'm not too Christian. It's just a sign from a higher entity that they are on my side. And I know they are because they've given me quite an easy life. I mean, the start of my life was pretty hard, but the past few years have been really easy, and I've just been making a lot of money. I'm a lot more fortunate than most people in this world, and I'm not just talking about like, in Africa and stuff. I mean, in first world countries too, I'm a lot more fortunate than most people. And it's because God is on my side. And God knows I appreciate God's blessings. Whereas most people can't appreciate his blessings. I don't want to say his, but it's God, like they can't appreciate God's blessings because they're NPCs. They're not intelligent enough. Like 95% of people on this earth are NPCs. I mean, hell, there's less NPCs in Africa and shit. That's why the immigrants who make it to first world countries are always so successful, is because they're not NPCs. You're only successful if you're not an NPC. And if you are an NPC, you're in poverty your whole life, and you're also in debt your whole life. Whereas I've never been in debt, and I've never been in poverty, and I've barely ever had to work. I mean, these people spend their whole lives in their 70s and 80s still working a 9 to 5, and they're broke as fuck. And I'm 22. I haven't worked in almost 3 years, and I'm rich. Like, I'm not rich, but for my age, I'm rich, Like, I'm in the 1% for my age. The only other people who are in my bracket were born into wealth, and I wasn't born into wealth. I just used my smarts like a chess game, and I played the pieces, and for me it's worked out, and it will keep working out for me because I'm good at playing the chess game called life. I'm really good at it. I always place my bets, and I wouldn't even call them bets because I'm not gambling. Like I'm 100% meant to be successful. Sometimes becoming a millionaire is out of luck, but most times the people who become millionaires are smart, right? It's being a billionaire that's luck. I mean, you can have an IQ of 160, 170, which is like smarter than Einstein, and you can still not become a billionaire, even if you're fully focused on money. And it has nothing to do with intelligence, it's just luck. But if you have an IQ of 160, you're most likely going to be a millionaire if you focus on money. Right? So, and I'm focused on money. I don't have an IQ of 160, but hell, I wouldn't even say I have a high IQ, but I have general intelligence, which means I'm not book smart per se, but I'm generally smart. I'm generally smart with most things that average people are not. But when it comes to book smarts, I'm not that smart, and that's mostly to do with I can't focus on shit. Like, that shit's really boring to me, and I can only focus on stuff I find entertaining. So that's kind of a downside to me, but that means I'm a high energy individual, which means I'll be successful. You can't be successful if you're a low energy individual. And I don't work, and I don't like doing certain things, so it kind of makes me look bad, like I'm a low energy individual, but I'm not. I'm lazy, but I'm purposefully lazy. I'm not lazy because I'm a broke loser who's lazy, I'm lazy because I can be lazy due to my intelligence. Now, if this was the 1800s or 1900s, I couldn't be lazy in the way I'm lazy, because back then you had to work hard to be successful. Whereas nowadays, if you're smart, you can find loopholes in the system, and you can use the broken system that enslaves people to your advantage, which is what I do. I mean, the system enslaves most people. Like 90% of people are enslaved to the system. They pay taxes, they do all that. I don't do any of that. I make money off the system. The system pays me with the slaves' money. These people are slaves and they pay all these taxes and shit. And with that money, I profit off it. So I profit off the broken system. Like I said, I place my chess pieces and I win. I place all my chess pieces correctly because I'm a free thinker, not to like sound arrogant or ignorant. Like I'm a free thinker where I can think outside the box, but there's also people who can think outside the box and they're stupid, right? Where I'm not like that. I can think outside the box, and like people like me built the society we live in, which is why I can benefit so heavily and not work in the society we live in. Like I said, if it was the 1800s, 1900s, it'd be completely different. But since this society is filled with so many stupid people who are programmed to think a certain way from school, college, like jobs, they're programmed to think a certain way. They're NPCs. Whereas me, I think outside the box and I do it in an intelligent way. So that's why I'm rich, and I retired at the age of 20. Literally, I retired at the age of 20. I never have to work again in my life, and my money only grows. I'm not using any of my investments. I'm not and actually, not only am I not using my investments to live, I am investing more money, and I'm retired at the age of 20. Now, I'll leave it up to your creative thinking, seeing as most of you are NPCs and you probably can't even think of how I do that. But I'll leave it up to your creative thinking on how I do that. But the most I'll give is that I benefit off the system that enslaves other people. And hey, if you hate me for that, all I gotta say is don't hate the playa, hate the game. Because I'm just another playa like you guys, but I'm just not an NPC. And I do respect people at work, but only a certain type of people. Like, for example, truckers, farmers, people that provide a tangible value to society. For example, I don't respect an OnlyFans model who makes $1 million a year. I mean, she might be richer than me, but I don't respect her. Why would I? Whereas a farmer who makes $50,000 a year, I can respect. But most of you, all of you, aren't farmers, because if you were a farmer, you would not be watching this, and most people don't watch my streams anyways, but that's besides the point. Anyone watching this, I can guarantee you, isn't a farmer, because those people work hard. Same with truckers. Like, at most, a trucker has an hour a day to go on social media, so they're not watching my fucking live stream. Whereas most of these other people are working 9 to 5s, but they're working pointless jobs that enslave them. So just because I benefit off the system and I don't actually contribute to society myself doesn't mean just because you work a 9 to 5 you contribute. No, your 9 to 5 is pointless. Like, what are you? Fucking you work at McDonald's? Anyone can flip a patty. Like, we don't need McDonald's workers. Anyone can flip a patty. In fact, I'd say that contributes to inflation because you work a pointless job and you get paid for it. So yeah, that contributes to inflation. So anything you're taking from society rather than giving. So yeah, I'm just playing my game. I'm just playing the game smart. Life is one long video game and I intend to win it. I may not get the highest score on the scoreboard, but that's not even my goal. It'd be nice, but it's not my goal. My goal is just to live a free life where I'm rich and don't live by slave standard, because I'm not a slave. I think outside the box, and I believe in reincarnation, and maybe in my next life I'll be reborn as an NPC dumbass slave like the rest of you, but for now in this life I'm not that. So I can only be thankful to God for that, and I can only hope that the higher power, if there is one, in my next life allows me to have a brain like the one I have now, and not a brain like one of yours that is programmed to be a slave. Yeah, that's not like anyone's gonna watch this or listen to this, but if anyone does, then I encourage you to think outside the box like I do and benefit off the broken system rather than be enslaved by it. Because it's actually a lot more simple than you think. Like, I'm not super intelligent, I just have some general intelligence. I don't even call it common sense anymore, because common sense implies that it's a common thought by society, which the way I think is not common, but it's a good thing that I don't think like the rest of society, because then I would be a slave. I'd be an NPC. And the saddest thing about it is I wouldn't even realize it. I would just be a slave, and I would think that's how life is. And I'm so glad I don't think that way. And I can only be grateful to God, my family, for giving me the brain, the body, just the whole way I think. I can only be grateful to my family, and if there is a higher power, the higher power for that. Because I am very grateful for it, that I am not an NPC, because fuck, that would suck. It would suck a lot. Like, so many people today feel bad for the black slaves, and like, you know, the indigenous people from like 100 years ago, 200 years ago. But like, fuck, I feel bad for the people today, because man, they don't even know what's gonna happen and what's going on right now. Like, they think society is gonna get better, and it's only gonna get worse from here. Like, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. So like, it will get better eventually, but not for like another 20, 30 years, you know? We're gonna re-enter the dirty 30s. That's what things are leading up to right now. The 1930s were the Great Depression, and the 2030s will be another Great Depression. And then by the 2040s, AI will take over the workplace, and then there will be universal income, and society will pretty much be very socialist, but I mean, it will be kind of like a utopia socialist, whereas if things were socialist today, it'd be very dystopia. But once the AI takes over, you know, the governments will be able to afford to give people universal basic income, which is pretty much what I get right now. So I'm pretty much living like 20 to 30 years in the future. I mean, if you really think about it, but I won't get too into that, because if I do, kind of talking myself into a hole if I do that, because I can't even get too into it, so I'm not going to say it. But yeah. I may be a yapper, but I know when to shut up about certain things that won't benefit me. Everything I've said can't go against me, but if I say too much more, it could go against me. It's highly unlikely, but I just like being 100% secure, which is why I keep most of my money in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is safer than a bank. It really is. I won't get too into that. If you know Bitcoin, you'll know why it's safer than a bank, but it really is. Oh, I should have brought a boat. Yeah, I like going on those stupid little tangents, because then, I mean, I don't say this to anyone in real life, because then they'll just like think you're crazy, and they'll think you're fucking, you know, living off the system, which I am. But like, I only like saying this to myself, because you got to be humble to a certain point, or people are just gonna hate you. And I mean, I'm fine with people hating me, but yeah, it's just, you know, it's better to just shut up about certain things, especially in real life and even on the internet. But it's not like I'm making a video of this. This is just a stupid live stream that no one's gonna really watch. So I'm just kind of ranting to myself, which is what I like doing. I mean, my favorite person in the world is me, so I like talking to myself. But like, when I'm not live streaming, I just do it in my head. But when I'm live streaming, I can kind of do it out loud, and I can kind of process more thoughts, because I'm talking to myself out loud. So it allows me to process things a little bit better than just talking in my head. Like, I don't want to say anything that's like not too humble, but I really am an amazing person, because I've been through a lot of shit in my life, and I've done a lot of counseling, therapy, psychiatry. And one thing I found, the best therapist for myself, the best psychiatrist for myself, is me. Like, none of those people helped me. I helped myself. And in that process, I gave myself a large ego, but I realized that, and that's why my ego can never be destroyed, is because I know I have a big ego, and I want to keep my big ego, so I'll never let anyone destroy that for me. I mean, I've been to jail like 5 times, and they've really tried to bring my ego down. They've tried to, they've really tried to suppress me and what I say. I never went to jail for anything serious. I went to jail for Instagram messages. And they really tried to suppress me, bring my ego down, and it never worked. In fact, it did the opposite, because they made a martyr of myself, because I didn't deserve what happened to me. I really didn't, and that's not even me. Like, I'm very self-aware. So if I felt like I deserved it, or if I knew that I deserved it, I could be honest with myself. But I know I didn't deserve what happened to me. So they kind of just made a martyr of me, which made my ego even bigger. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, fucking the bad shit that's happened to me only made me stronger. It really did. As cliche as it is. Like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, And it really did. It took years, but it did make me stronger. It made me weaker initially. I mean, I was very insecure. Like, this is when I was a teenager. I'm 22 now. But, like, it made me very insecure and, like, frightful of the world and anxious and stressed out. But as the years went on and I taught myself things that no one taught me, I formed a really big ego, and I still have it. I've formed Blaze's clapping. But yeah, I've really done a miracle for myself. Not only have I like worked on myself mentally and physically, because I work out and shit now, but also financially. That's one thing I'm really proud of. I mean, most people are really broke and stuff, so they can't understand what it's like to have a lot of money, but when you've earned a lot of money yourself, and it wasn't through inheritance or anything, I mean, it gives you a sense of like pride and accomplishment, and you're really proud in yourself. That's what I am. I mean, I was my own father, and as my own father, I'm really proud of myself. I am. I've got to get across this platform here. But yeah, so many people think they can bring me down, and they can't, because all of them are broke fucking losers. Like, I don't know who a broke loser is to tell me anything about me when, fuck, you had everything handed to you and you're still broke and you're still a loser. Like, it's crazy. I had nothing handed to me. I mean, I'm scamming the government and they're handing me money. Oh shit, I kind of said too much there. But yeah. Let's not get too into that. But yeah, like you people had everything handed to you. Like, fuck, I was kicked out of my house at 17 years old, and not like the end of 17, like beginning of 17. Pretty much, I just turned 17. I lost my childhood best friend, who was my ex-girlfriend. I'm not going to get too personal, but I lost both my parents. I parented myself. I fucking got all my money myself. So who the fuck is someone who still lives with their mom at 30 to tell me, to give me any advice? I'm richer than you. I'm more mentally stable than you. I'm smarter than you. Fuck, like, who are you to tell me anything? You're a fucking dumbass loser who never did anything with their life and had everything handed to them. And you're trying to tell me something? Hell no. You should be taking advice from me, but the thing is I don't give advice to my enemies. So you're not going to get advice from me, but you should be taking advice from me, you know? Yeah. A bunch of fucking losers, man. There's so many losers in this society. You can't even be mad about it because they're all NPCs. So it's like trying to argue to fucking NPC in Skyrim. Like, what's the point? It's just a fucking stupid ass NPC. Like, it doesn't even matter. Like, that NPC isn't even gonna remember it in like 2 months from now because they have no memory. They're not programmed to. They're only programmed to do their one specific task or maybe a couple tasks very shitty, I should say. Not shittily is not a word, but you know what I mean. Very shitty. So who the fuck is like an NPC to tell me shit? And yeah, I mean, I don't care about an NPC's opinion. That's why I'm not talking about anyone specifically. It might seem like I'm hung up on stuff, but I'm really not, because it's just my whole life there's been many people who are NPCs who tried giving me advice or telling me what to do, and they're all failures. So like when I look back at it, I'm not even thinking of one specific person. I'm thinking of many different people, you know? And I'm not hung up on it at all. I've let it all go, but it's just what formed me as a person. So like I'm not forgetting it. I just let it go, you know? I still remember all of it. It's what made me me. So I'm not going to forget it. But that's also why I'm so harsh on other people a lot of the time. Besides family, I'm harsh on everyone besides family. And I have like no empathy for anyone who isn't family, because they don't deserve my empathy. And it might sound narcissistic, but like, fuck, if I'm narcissistic, then what are these people who treated me the same way? When I was going through way more severe shit, like you have everything handed to you, and I treat you like shit, and you whine about it, you cry about it. But back when I was going through real shit, and you were treating me like shit, I fucking sucked it up. I got my money up, did my own thing. I went in monk mode, and I became successful all on my own. Meanwhile, you're whining about some fucking pointless shit, me saying some swear words, or me being mean to you, and you're crying to the police, and the police are like, oh, he's harassing them. Oh, fucking pussies. Like, fuck, you have any clue what I went through? I went through some real shit. Like, you went through some Instagram messages, and you're crying to the police? Fuck, I went through real shit, like real shit. Not Instagram messages. And I'm not even talking about harassment in person. I'm talking about like real fucking abuse, real shit. And you're crying to the police about Instagram messages. And I went through this shit when I was like 14, 15. And I never cried about it. I've cried about different things in my life, but I never cried about the abuse. And I haven't cried in years. Because I'm over that shit now. I'm a real man, so I don't cry about shit. But I mean, when I was a teenager, I used to cry about certain things, but I never cried about the abuse. And I went through real abuse. It just goes to show how fucking soft these people are. And these are the same people who try to give me advice, try to tell me what to do. It's like, hell no. If I tried to punch you in the face, what would you do? You would cry and you'd call the police and you would run. Because I've already done that to people before. And they all react the same way. They run, they cry, and they call the police. And the spectators record me. So like, these same people who act tough, they're all fucking pussies. And I'm not tough myself, right? Like, I know there's bigger fish in the sea. I don't think I'm by far any, like, bigger fish. But like, I'm a bigger fish than these people. That's for sure. A lot bigger. I'm the only one who's ever taken accountability for all these things. I'm the only one who's been through real shit compared to these people. And I'm the only one that's successful compared to these people. They're all fucking pussy-ass losers. And that's why it seems like I'm hung up over it, but I'm really not. I just see these people for what they are, and most people in this society are like them. So it's like, I have to remember, I can't forget this, forget how I was treated, forget what was done to me, because if I did, then I'd be doomed to repeat my past mistakes. And I don't want to repeat my past mistakes. I mean, fuck, I'll go back to jail. I'm still going through my court shit and everything. I might go back to jail, and that's fine. You know, I'm good in jail. As long as you don't speak up, as long as you're not stupid, I mean, nobody fucks with you. So like, I'm good in jail. I mean, it sucks having a roommate and being in a tiny cage for 23 hours a day. And even when they let you out, you're fucking only in like, you're still in like pretty much the size of a gymnasium with fucking 60 other guys. So like, jail sucks and the food sucks. But like, I can get through it. I've been through much worse. So, because someone cried over Instagram messages multiple times. Oh no, he sent me this, policeman. Look at this message he sent me. Like, oh my God, man. But hey, like I have taken accountability for it. I don't believe what I did was worth what they did to me. But like at the same time, I just gotta move on. Take accountability for it because who else is gonna take accountability for it? These fucking losers? No, they can't take accountability for anything. So the only one that can take accountability here is me. And this is just gonna be a never ending cycle unless I take accountability. So that's what I gotta do. Even if I know for a fact what I did wasn't wrong. Just fucking take accountability for it because I'm the man. I'm the man. I really am. None of these other fucking pussy ass beta losers, liberals. That's all they are. So take accountability. Even if it's not your fault, just take accountability for it because that's what a fucking man does. That's what I gotta do. Even if it means going to jail again. Just fucking play the game, take accountability, do what they say because bitches are gonna be bitches, It's fucking how it is. You can't change that. They are what they are. And just because they're bitches doesn't mean I'm gonna be a bitch. Just gotta take it for what it is. That's life. I'm still winning. They're fucking losing compared to me. Especially in the long run. I mean, they're losing right now, but fucking in the long run, they're gonna lose badly. I mean, like 22 now. They're in their 21, 22. The people I'm talking about. So, give it another 20 years when we're 41, 42. Gonna be even more losers than they are now. I'm gonna be even more a winner than I am now. So why the fuck does any of it matter? It's all just fun and games, man. That's what I say. That's my motto. That's what I live by. It's all just fun and games. Don't take life too serious or fucking bad shit happens. You just gotta fucking take it for what it is. It's all a joke. The good shit is good, but the bad stuff, it's just a joke. That's what you gotta take it as. It's just a joke. There's no grudges. There's no karma. None of that. It's all just a joke. Take it for what it is. A fucking joke. I mean, now, if you do something serious, like murder someone or beat your kid, I mean, that's not a joke, and that shit's bad, but, like, if you send Instagram messages and you get arrested for it, that's a joke. Like, that's a fucking joke. Come on. Be real. It really is. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've laughed over this shit. I have been sad about it a couple times because, it's like, it makes you lose faith in humanity that people can be this dumb, but I learned to laugh over it over the years. I'm not a teenager anymore. I've grown up a lot, and everything I've learned is from myself, so it's crazy. Like, it feels like I've had a mentor, it feels like I've had a teacher, but no, I haven't. It's like that song, No Role Models. Fucking, I taught myself everything, and I'm proud of the person I've become in only a couple years. I went from a crybaby whiner myself, and reasonably so. I went through some real shit. But, when I was a teenager, I was a crybaby. I was a whiner, just like these people. And I grew out of that, and the only person that taught me that was me. I had no one else to teach me. So yeah, I'm pretty damn proud of myself. I feel accomplished in life, and I'm only 22. Like, I can't imagine who I'm gonna be when I'm in my 50s, if I make it. I could get cancer, I could cry, like, there's many things that could happen. I'm not a drug addict or anything, so it would have to be some type of illness, but considering I have really good genes, I don't think I'm gonna die an early death. I mean, I might die at 60 or 70. I'm fine with that, because honestly, I don't really want to live to be Joe Biden's age. Seems miserable. But if I'm like this accomplished in life right now, and I still have at least another 30 years, fuck, I can't imagine what I'll be at 52. I'm 22 now. Another 30 years? I haven't even lived 30 years in my life. And like the first 18 years, I was a kid. I have another 30 years of being an adult, and I've already accomplished so much in my 4 years of being an adult. So what will I accomplish in another 30? Like, that's 10 times what I've lived as an adult. Well, almost 10 times. Like, I've been an adult for I don't think you're actually adult till like 20. So really, it's only been 2 years. So yeah, like over 10 times. It's crazy. Whereas most of these people, as they go on in life, they become more and more losers. They get more and more in debt. I keep making more and more money. I keep leveling up. They keep leveling down. Yeah. Quite proud of myself, if I say so. I'm gonna end the live stream here. I'm kind of done with some Minecraft for the night. Actually, I should go back to my base because I had it happen before where if I'm not in my base and it takes like 1 minute to load in, a zombie will kill me or some shit. So I gotta like stand here. That's the end of the live stream. I know nobody watched it, but thanks for watching.